What's going on, Spurs fans? I'm the Mass Spurs Nation 87, and again, here to help me do the Game 3 video recap. Y'all know him as well as Tom the Spurs Dude, all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas. What's going on, Tom?
What's going on, man?
Thank you again for being on my show for
Anytime.
our Game 3 video. Now, Tom, before we get to the Game 3 recap, let's get into some scores real quick. We've got the Claw, Kawhi Leonard, with 32 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And that's why, before Game 3 even happened, he was named NBA Defensive Player of the Year of 2014 to 2015. Good job, Kawhi Leonard. Way to go, MVP. All right, and then we have Danny Green with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. And then Diaw, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal. My God. How phenomenal was this game? How dominant was this game? Oh, my God. This Spurs team made the Clippers look like one of the most sorriest teams, like the way they used to be, like how the way they used to be a sorry team back then when they were winning like 20 to 25 games or less than that. They made them look like one of the most sorriest teams ever. They made them look even more sorrier than the Philadelphia Sixers and the Lakers put together.
Man, that's sorry.
Very sorry. All right, so since you're my guest, what's your take on this game, brother?
I think the Spurs come into this game the same way they approached Game 3. Take care of business at home, put away the Clippers as quickly as possible, get your rest, and head back to LA for Tuesday's game, and then just win it on the road. I really do think the Spurs have this series won as long as they continue to play Spurs basketball, as long as they continue to play, with great ball movement, great defense, as we saw from Kawhi Leonard in Game 2 and 3, and just take care of business. There's when it comes to the Spurs, it's always about how well they play. And they're a team that you can only beat them if they beat themselves. So as long as they limit their turnovers, as long as they play right, they're going to win. Of course, the Clippers might come in with the mindset to play a little better, but the Spurs will be ready for that. They'll be prepared for that. And they understand that they, have a job to do as well. But the main goal here is to take care of home court advantage. And I have a lot of confidence in the Spurs that they would do that. And I see them going up 2-1 in this series. Or actually 3-1.
Yeah. And you know what? I couldn't agree with you more, man. I mean, and now in this Game 3, the way they played, because like I said, they beat them in Game 2 barely by 4 points. That was when they were still, kind of shaking off the rust. But either way, they were still able to get that win. Thanks again to Patty Mills' clutch free throws that sealed the deal. But getting to Game 3. In this Game 3, oh my God, like I said, there was just no words to express of how beautiful this win was. Especially blowing them out 100 to 73. And you know what? The player of the game in this game, which you saw, I saw, and where we were at, everyone saw that beautiful lob from Danny Green to Kawhi Leonard for that one-hand slam. Oh, my God. I swear, where we were at, everyone got up out of their seats screaming their damn heads off, just pretty much just flying all over the place. Oh, my God. Have you ever seen a dunk as executed as well as what you saw last night?
I've seen dunks, and that was probably the best dunk I've ever seen Kawhi Leonard finish. And let me tell you something, the AT&T Center was anything but quiet.
No way, man. When the moment that he slammed that ball in, oh my God, that place erupted. They erupted so loud. That roof was already about to collapse all over the AT&T Center. That's how freaking loud. That's how erupted they got.
That place got so loud, it erupted so loud that I think even Glenn Big Baby Davis took a shit on himself.
Speaking of Baby Davis shitting himself, somebody called Babies for us because that dude needs some huggies. Oh
Man.
my God. And you know what? And especially when, Blake, you see Blake Griffin right there who looked like he was getting ready to intercept the ball. And
Yeah.
he sees Kawhi Leonard right behind him. And he looked like he was about to jump. And he was like, I don't want to get karma because what I did to Baines, I don't want him doing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. But
yeah, it was.
yeah, man. But in this game, I mean, it was just beautiful. Spurs basketball once again, just excellent ball movement. People, everyone executing their shots so well, especially Danny Green, who was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal. Especially Bellinelli, Patty Mills, DL, Duncan was doing his job. Parker didn't really look too much of himself, but either way, I mean, he was still out there to play and fight through his ankle injury. Because he doesn't want to, because at times when I see in his face, like, he's just there, like he's trying to fight through the play, but the thing is, I think that he just doesn't want to disappoint the team because he wants to go out there and compete. But you know what? And you've said this before that, when you've got international players that play for their own country, how Tony Parker and Boris DL, they play for their countries. And with all those games they play, I mean, it does a lot of wear and tear on their body with all the miles they put into themselves. And, it's tough on them, but it's not that. It's because basketball is their passion. That's what they love to do, and until when it's time to hang it up, that's when it's time when they call it quits.
Yep. And that's what keeps them going, the passion, the love, the desire. You look at Tim Duncan, he turned 39 years old.
By the way, I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Tim Duncan. Happy birthday, man. He turns 39. Happy birthday, Duncan.
Happy birthday, Tim Duncan. The greatest power forward ever played
Hell
this game.
yeah.
And anyone who thinks that otherwise will get slapped across the lip like Fred Sanford.
Power across your lip, dumbass.
But, yeah, I mean, the Spurs, they're the team that no matter what happens, you can't count them out. Because the moment you count them out, that's when they attack you. They got guys that come off the bench and they're so efficient. And you never know who's going to show up. One night it could be Boris Diaw. Another night it's Patty Mills. One night it's Danny Green. Another night it could be Monty Ginobili. I mean, they come in waves like a ripple. Like, let's say you throw a rock into a lake and you see a ripple effect. That's what the Spurs are. It's just a ripple effect of, players. It's a tidal wave of players. And the scoring comes and the teamwork, the efficiency, it just comes together, and that's what makes up a great team. Spurs fans that are watching this video from all parts of the world, not just here in San Antonio, but everywhere, because the Spurs fans are everywhere.
Exactly.
And we all agree on the same thing here. And it's not just because we're looking through Spurs glasses, but we're even telling you what it is about the game and telling it like it is. I know some people say, oh, well, you're just a Spurs fan and you're only saying this because you like the Spurs. Well, no, we understand basketball. And we understand the game. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge how good the Spurs are as well. You can't just ignore that and pretend like it's not there. The Spurs are a great team. If they weren't a great team, they wouldn't be in this position to repeat once again.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, if they weren't as great of a team as everyone says that they ain't, they wouldn't even have championships. They would just be as ringas as like Allen Iverson and Barkley and Patrick Ewing, and the list goes on and on and on. But you know what? It's not really so much about the championship. It's how they won their titles.
Yeah.
Because you've got teams like the Lakers, you've got teams like the Bulls who've had superstars on those teams as to the reason them winning the championships. Now with the Spurs, they've had and it's true, like how we talked about, how everyone's talked about. The Spurs have signed so many players that have pretty much no names that haven't even really been in the All-Star break. And not only have they're not All-Stars, but the way Pop trains them, how he coaches them, and develops them exactly, is how how he makes them look like they're All-Stars and they play at an All-Star level. You know, like I said, you don't have to be an All-Star just to be the greatest, or you don't even have to All-Star just to win a championship. You can still be a no name, and you can still be able to win a title. All you gotta do is just play your damn hardest and make a name out of yourself. Make a name for yourself. That's why Kawhi Leonard's being recognized the most now. He's getting more and more
recognition.
Recognition, exactly. You know, and he never really had that before.
And the thing about it is that with Kawhi Leonard, he doesn't bring the spotlight upon himself.
Exactly.
Even when Tim Duncan awarded him and gave him the Defensive Player of the Year award, Kawhi Leonard took the award, smiled, but then walked off as soon as Duncan walked off the court. He didn't stay to glamour and soak in the spotlight like LeBron would, like anybody else would, you know, try to soak in all the, you know, the popularity, the fame. Kawhi Leonard doesn't do that. He just goes about his business, makes the plays happen, and wins rings.
Yeah, exactly, man. And before we get out of here, what I love really also most about that Game 3, there were a few players that scored more than 10 points, but no more than 15 points. Chris Paul was limited to 7. Blake Griffin had 11. DeAndre Jordan had 10. And you know what? And not only it's the way they beat them, it's how they beat them. And the way how they beat them was they played aggressive defense. And as long as this Spurs team keeps playing defense the way they just did, especially locking down Chris Paul just very tightly, like I said, they're going to beat them in 5 games. But like I said, I'm not changing my prediction because when I say it's Spurs in 6 or whatever prediction I make, I keep that prediction because to me, like if you switch a prediction, it's like almost like bad. Well, to me, in my opinion, it's like bad luck. So whatever prediction you make, you keep that prediction. Now, we've got a lot of Spurs fans that, you know, very open-minded when it comes to, you know, saying, yeah, Spurs in the sweep, Spurs in 5, Spurs in 6, Spurs in 7. You know, and I respect that, but I mean, come on. If there's teams that they're facing, you can't expect a sweep all the time. Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be at least one game that the opposing team is going to win, at least one game in a 7-game series. If not, maybe 2 or even 3, or it might go all the way to 7. You never know. But the thing is because most Spurs fans take these teams for granted just because they think that because they don't like them, because they're not all that great. Listen, it doesn't matter how bad of a team that you think that they are. You never take a team for granted, no matter what you think of them. Like I said, I don't like the Clippers, but you know what? I made a bold, solid prediction, and I said Spurs in 6, and I'm still keeping my prediction at 6. But with the way how the Spurs are playing now, it looks like they're going to go to 5. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, Tels, real quick. What was your prediction before the series started?
I thought it was going to be Spurs in 6, but looking right now, it looks like they might just end up winning this in 5 games.
They could.
Because of the way they're playing. And whenever they're playing like this, they're unbeatable. Whenever they're playing like that, teams start to question even their own knowledge of basketball. They start to question themselves, like, what is ball? Is ball even life? Is it even real? Who am I? who am I? Who are you? Am I Chris Paul? No, I think I'm Blake Griffin. No, I think I don't know who I am, but Spurs took my identity away. That's what the Spurs do to players. They take their identities away, and it's like identity theft. It's crazy. But that's how good the Spurs are. And, you know, just like Samuel Jackson said on Twitter, he posted a tweet, an epic tweet. I don't know if you saw it. But Samuel Jackson posted a tweet on Twitter, and he said, well, look what happened. The Spurs put the foot to the Clipper ass.
Yeah, I remember somebody, I guess, copied it and posted it up on Facebook. I saw it. I was like...
And when you read it in Samuel Jackson's voice, it even makes it more epic.
All right, Thomas. Well, I guess we're going to have to give it a wrap. But before we go, you've been here in San Antonio since Friday, and we took you a little bit around San Antonio with seeing new spots and areas that you've never really been in here. So, what was your stay like here in San Antonio from since you arrived here on Friday?
Well, it's been great every day. I think every day in San Antonio is a great day in San Antonio. Even when it rains, it's still a good day. Um, but there's so many things to do in San Antonio. For those who haven't been in San Antonio, there's a lot of things to do. Anybody
It's
that
true.
tells you that there's not, they're just a bunch of lying, hating, sobbing people. Um, there's plenty to do here. You've got Fiesta Texas, you got SeaWorld, you got attractions, you've got all types of stuff to do, activities right now. There's Fiesta going on, and then there's just so many things to do, and not to mention the chicks. There's so many chicks on the Riverwalk that there's more chicks there than at some of the barnyards in San Antonio. I mean, it's almost like you're in heaven.
Oh,
And when the
man.
Spurs win, Tom wins. And when Tom wins, the sisters win.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you love it here in San Antonio, Thomas. Like I said, I really wish you could live down here, but hopefully sometime in the future,
We're working on it.
yeah, hopefully sometime in the future you'll be able to live down here, man. Because trust me, I like Corpus because of the beaches and all that, but
But there's only so much sand you can get between your toes.
yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. Like I said, I'm not down in Corpus. I mean, like I said, it's a great city, especially to go to the beaches and just get away from your city for a while, go on, relax, enjoy the sunlight, get into the water and just relieve all the stress that you need to get off you. But like I said, there is so much to do here in San Antonio because it's true. We've got Six Flags via Texas. We got SeaWorld. We've got Dave and Buster's. We've got the
Spurs.
Malibu Grand Prix.
And
We've
the
got a lot of
number
good
one
stuff down
attraction,
here.
the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what it's all about down here. One of the main best attractions is all about the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. All right, Thomas. Hey, we're going to have to cut it short, man. But, hey, thank you again for being on my show.
Oh, yeah.
I know you
anytime.
won't. I know you won't be able to do it on my be able to do a game 4 with me. But I guess when you get home, when you go back to Corpus, maybe we'll do the Google Hangouts.
Oh,
And,
yeah. That's something we can keep doing. And like I said, ladies, TGSD is always there, even in spirit.
He's the single one. I'm happily taken. I've got a woman in my life, and I love her to death. And I wouldn't trade her for anything in this world. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for tuning in to my channel. We will see you all again soon. With the way how the game 3 went for the Spurs, that's the exact same momentum they need to bring into tomorrow afternoon's game 4 of the 2015 NBA Western Conference quarterfinals. This Spurs team keeps playing the way they do, and for sure as hell, it's gonna go to 5 games. You can believe that. So we'll see you all again soon. But until then, go Spurs, go!